Isn't the
make sense of it.
custodian of that decision? So, for example, the Instagram example, wouldn't that fall under the chief marketing person?
Yeah,
And
so
wouldn't it be their final say, or would it be like, "Hey, nahi yaar, hum teen mil ke is pe faisla karenge"?
we usually do milk,
Okay.
but I would say if it's really undecided, then we're like, okay, it's your domain. You do it. So we come to an agreement at the end of it.
Have you ever disagreed and stayed in disagreement?
I mean, we've had fights, and it's tough because we're best friends. So our social circles are also the same, literally the
So
same.
when you fight about business, you guys
Yeah.
don't hang out outside of work?
We do. We still do, but it can get awkward. And for a bit, but because of that, we tend to sort it out. I
Who
don't
takes the
think-
lead in sorting it out?
I always end up the bad guy. Okay, so I'm very direct about things. I'm very blunt about things. And I try and be just honest about how I'm feeling about it. And so that can sometimes come off as rude as well, to be honest. But otherwise, if I'm just going to beat around the bush, then we're not going to end up sorting it out. And so usually what ends up happening is that I will have to put all the thoughts out there and come off as as the bad guy, but it helps sorting it out as well.
So if you were starting or giving advice to someone starting a business, or if you were starting from scratch now, and let's say there's someone out there starting a business with 3 friends or 2 friends, one advice you would give them based on what you've learned so far, working with friends, because there's so much mixed reaction on this topic, right? A lot of people say never do business dealings with friends because you'll ruin the friendship. Versus, hey, only work with friends because they know you inside and out. That level of trust and respect and transparency is there, right? What is your guidance on this after what you've seen?
Both. Okay, honestly. So it's not as simple as it being either or. And it really depends on who the person is. So it's not just that I've worked with these two, I've also worked with other friends. So even right now, I've got 2 people from my direct social circle, very close, that are hired under Ticketwana. And I've got another, a couple of people earlier that were also part of it in some capacity, and we had to let go of. So the hard conversations are much harder. It's it's very difficult to be able to or to have to say those truths to the person that you're that close to, and try and not come off as that rude, right? Or try and not hurt the friendship. And that's happened a few times. In the past, like a couple of people that were very close to, just not as close to anymore because of work. And so it's very tricky. It's not either or, it's both. And it really, really depends on whether you're actually able to work with that person or not. Do you gel together, and not just do you gel together, but do you actually complement each other? Because if you're going to clash, that's where the problem's going to come. Most of the time, it's an ego thing. Most of the time, it's just clashing. Most of the time, it's a difference in the way you operate. One person can be really organized, another person can be really messy or lazy about things. Both still excel at what they do, but it could just be a complete difference in how they do it. So it's quite complex, I would say.